Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Olu here, TheDrOluShow, Success with Happiness. The specific focus for today is actually about spirit-driven marriage. Spirit-driven marriage. I'm a coach, a pastor, author, speaker, and also a mentor. I'm privileged, to have this opportunity to talk to you about some of these things that probably but you're not really putting focus on it. You're not really thinking deeply, about how you're going to start to, put this into practice in your life. Today, my focus on this podcast is to talk to you about, something that I've had so many times. Oh, I'm not the right person, or I'm the right person, or whatever. Marriage is knowing, it's a definite thing. Marriage is knowing you are the right person. I know a lot of people, running onto dating sites, to find the right person. But the challenge is that, there's no website. There's nobody who can help you, to become the right person. God created, Eve and presented that to Adam as his helper. Now, before you start, thinking, oh, this is 21st century, But if you go back, you will see that that word helper means a lot, The word helper is not just an assistant, your wife, your spouse, or whatever, it's not your assistant, it's not your slave, because the word helper in Hebrew, which actually means as a kenedo, in Hebrew, it's not used as we think the word helper is today. In Exodus, 18 in verse 4, Moses named one of his sons Eliezer, which in Hebrew means God is my helper. Eli means my God, and Ezer, in Hebrew means helper. This verse goes on to explain exactly why, Moses named his son Eliezer, because he could experience, on a personal level, that God had powerfully, deliver him, from every evil, every problem, every issue, even against Pharaoh the king. So surely you agree with me that you want God to be your helper. You want God to sustain you. So God created that right person and bring her to the right person, and vice versa. But if you are not the right person, it does not matter who God brings, because it won't work out. I don't know. So probably some people know this already. The divorce rate, on remarrying, is very staggering. I know a lot of people know that, marriage, 52%, 51% of marriage fails. But it's even worse for second marriages, because 67% of second marriages fails, and 75% of third marriages fail. So the issue isn't finding the right one. It is becoming the right one. It is being the right one. It is being the right person. You have to be prepared. You have to know it within your heart that you are the right person. Many marriages are in trouble because one or even both of the individuals are living in a dream. They are living in a dream, about what kind of marriage is going to be great. They live in fantasy world. And the reason has been, the reason why marriage has been so hard isn't because your spouse is necessarily a bad person. Good people have tough times also. Come and ask me. Can you imagine two people from different, social, cultural, backgrounds coming together, to make it work? Yes, it will require work for it to succeed. And that is where a lot of people make mistakes. They think marriage is just easy. The first thing that I want to emphasize, or my focus today, is for you to know that you are the right person. To know that you are the right person. And if you're not the right person now, you have to work on yourself. So if you're not the right person, you are asking for something that marriage cannot give. And this is why a lot of marriages fail. So the quest now becomes, how do I find Mr. or Mrs. Right? Because you think that will solve everything. That will solve your problem. What you should have been focusing on is to think, I want to become, or I am the right Mr. or Mrs. Or I'm becoming. I'm working on myself. I'm doing everything possible. And that is why I come in. I can hold your hand on this journey. Just as a coach. Here, I'm not going to operate as a pastor. I'm going to operate as a coach. Every successful athlete, every successful person have a coach in their life, somebody that holds them accountable. So you have to start to think, you have to start to work, towards being Mr. or Mrs. Right. So here is the secret no one talks about. You can't change anyone except yourself. And you cannot control anyone actions except your own. You have your past, baggages, you have all the things that you have picked up over these years growing up. So what I want you to do, listen to me carefully, is that you cannot change anyone except yourself. So don't try to change your partner. Don't try to change your spouse. Work on yourself. Do your part irrespective of what your spouse does. Allow God to work on them. Pray for them. Allow God to work on them, because He only can change anybody. You can't change your spouse by nagging, and that's the mistake a lot of people makes. I've made that mistake in the past, and that is why I'm the right person, to take you on this journey. You can't change your spouse by nagging. Only Jesus can. Give them to Jesus and go on your knees on their behalf. Pray for them. Two are really better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. They have a good reward for their labor. That word labor means work. That is, they're working at it. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. That is where I want us to start to think here now. The power that, what I've just said to you, the power of lifting each other up is because each other, you are both working on yourself, you are improving yourself, and you are Mr. and Mrs. Right. By so doing, when any one of you falls, the other will lift them up. So listen to me. I want you to start, because I'm about to close this podcast now. I want you to start, being personal, being supportive, being, involved in your spouse's life, in your relationship, whatever relationship you might be in, it works, for any kind of relationship, whether you are in marriage or not. So I really want you to think about it. The focus of my talk today is to encourage you to know that if you are not the right person, there's nothing you can do, to bring success into your relationship. So you have to start to work on yourself to becoming the right person. Or you know that you know that you know that you are the right person. So if you've forgotten anything that I've said in the last few minutes, don't forget this. It's either you are the right person or you are becoming the right person. No dating sites, nobody can make you, or make you the right person. Turn to God. Work on yourself. Because God will help you to become the right person, even as you put the work, even as you put the labor into it. I really want to express my thanks, for you listening to me today. If you want to know more, you can visit my website. You can check my calendar and book an appointment to talk more about this. You can also, help me share this podcast and give me a great review. Remember, you can only be transformed by renewing your mind. That is what this podcast will do. That is what I am about. So please tune in again next week on TheDrOluShow. And thank you for listening. God bless.